Hi my dear friends, hopefully all of you fine and safe. I am also be fine and safe my dear friends. The main purpose of bringing this video to your notice is to bring more confidence, motivation, resulting that to score highest marks in indirect tax laws, namely indirect taxation of your paper number 11 CMA Inter. Yes my dear friends, how to score highest marks in indirect taxation paper? Very simple my dear. Knowing the fact that all my beloved friends have been studied well, in spite of that they are getting some afraidness somewhere else. Whether we'll get good marks or not, whether we write examination properly or not, relax. Don't worry at all. If you get such a type of afraidness, simply close your book and relax. Come outside like this premises. Outside please come and relax yourself. First and foremost, remove fearness from your side. There should not be any afraidness. Then what should we do for exam purpose to get highest marks? Before the examination, 10 to 15 days before, you should revise what you studied. Do not look for new things. If you want to look new things, I will guide you to look. The institute has been uploaded BITS book. What is that BITS book? Simple to say, it consists of multiple choice questions, it consists of match the following, it consists of true or false. Just go through that. If you want to refer the new thing, always I will refer to you whatever you prepared so far before 10 to 15 days of examination. That alone you have to revise for the examination. New things, yes, you can take up mock test paper of the CMA Institute, which is well available in the institute website. Also I am giving the description link to access mock text paper, namely set of questions and answers probable to appear in the examination. And also I am going to give in the description the BITS book, which is there in the CMA Institute website. Link also I am going to provide to you to access it. Apart from that, if you want to revise, while revising, I recommend you to revise the amendments, supplementary in the indirect tax, because supplementary has its own importance in the examination. So, before 10 to 15 days of our examination, we have to study what already we studied as a revision. Apart from that, we should also read multiple choice questions, fill in the blanks, true or false questions of the CMA Institute from the website, followed by mock test paper to practice. Now, in the examination hall, how we should act and react to the questions. As you are aware of that, question paper is 100 marks, consists of GST and customs. GST 80 marks, 20 marks is customs. We have to have scoring 80 plus in it. Easy to score. My students has been scored 97 marks also in indirect tax laws. Therefore, getting 80 plus not a big thing, not challengeable thing. Only one thing you have to do here is you relax from your side. Do not get any afraidness. You remove fearness from your side. That's the important point, my dear friends. I am telling you as a friend. Yeah, you are my best friend. Further, during the examination, while writing the examination of indirect tax laws for 3 hours, your strategy should be like this. Should write questions for which answers with which you are already familiarized, meaning thereby well-known questions answer first. At the same time, while answering any question, its subparts should be answered simultaneously by giving some gap answer to answer. Once a particular question subpart answer is completed in a particular page, it may be half a page or a quarter page left over, no problem, leave it and start the same question subpart in a fresh page. Subsequently, do not write answers for a given question one after the other. Subpoints. Each subpoint of the given question answer should be start with a fresh page. That is always important. Thereby the examiner will have space to give the marks to you. At the same time, while answering, you should be answer to the core, my dear friends. To the core means you should not write vague answers. It may be 2 lines, 3 lines or 4 lines, or it may be 10 lines. Make it point by point and write it. It should be a neat handwriting to the extent possible. At the same time, when you are answering, especially true or false questions, my dear sir, many of our students used to commit the mistake. If the question paper is asking true or false, we are writing in the answer sheet correct, incorrect, okay or not okay, correct or incorrect. Sir, it is not expected by the institute. Institute is asking, examiner asking true or false. Our answer should be either it may be true if it is true, or if it is false, say false and give reason if required reasons. Further, my dear sir, ensure that 100 marks you have to be right in the answer sheet. 100 marks of your question paper should be there in the answer sheet. For the God's sake, you should not be write any choice questions, which is waste of your time. The valuable time will be going waste. And again I am telling you, your strategy should be in the examination hall, should write 100 marks. At the same time, should not write answers which are left for choice. Do not attempt it. Further, my dear friends, coming to the preparation before the 10 to 15 days of your examination, what important questions, what important chapters we have to go through for our indirect taxation paper number 11 CMA Intermediate is to ask by many of our beloved friends. Now, I have gone through the question paper of the previous attempt. Now I am coming in front of you by telling you, my dear friends, if you are so particular about the important where you have to go through as a revision before the examination, I will suggest you go through like this. You refer first and foremost important syllabus I am referring to you for your coming examination, July 2023 exam, because June exam has been postponed to July 2023 examination, CMA Intermediate paper number 11, where you have to have the important topics are as follows in the indirect taxation paper. 1. Scope of supply. In that, what is important here is schedule 1, supply even without consideration is a supply, namely deemed supply is important. At the same time, you should also be thorough with supply excludes schedule 3. There are 8 points, you should be thorough with that. After that, you should be thorough with composition levy scheme, which is one of the important chapter not only in the exam point of view but also in practice. Therefore, one definitely exam will test you in the examination composition levy scheme. Namely, as you are aware of that, based on the turnover of the previous year, as a manufacturer, as a trader, as a restaurant fellow, you have to opt this option if you satisfy other conditions, or a service provider other than restaurant fellow, your turnover in the previous year not exceeding 50 lakhs can go for this option, where you have not having option to claim the benefit to claim input tax credit not available if you go for composition scheme. So, such a composition levy scheme chapter also very important. Further, my dear friends, under the GST, because the 80 marks of yours, in that the important chapters are as follows. Further, the exemptions under the GST, especially focus your attention on the part of exempted supply of services. So, at the same time, value of supply, place of supply, time of supply, very important topics from the exam point of view, my dear friends. One cannot ignore it. Input tax credit chapter, very important chapter, without which question paper not going to print at all, I am telling you. Therefore, input tax credit. Now, many of them students used to be get afraid. So, input tax credit chapter is very lengthy chapter. There is rule number 42, 43, proportionate reversal of credit, that and all is difficult to understand. Relax, my dear friends. You are referring for the CMA intermediate, not for CMA final. Therefore, for you, rule number 42, 43 of the CGST rules is appended in the input as credit chapter. Don't get worried. I am the author of the indirect tax book. I am telling you, my dear sir, don't get worriness here. That and all not going to be tested in the examination of intermediate level. Final level it is going to ask. Therefore, to the extent possible, input tax credit, what you are able to understand, simplified manner, have it in your hand and revise it. Any complicated nature of input tax credit provision of this input tax credit chapter, just relax, leave it, because you have to build up the confidence for the examination point of view. Further, my dear friends, and nevertheless you have choice in the examination also, don't worry at all. Further, a registration chapter also very important. Registration and GST is important. Very simple one, you can easily understand. Followed by returns under GST, also important. Due date of filing the returns and all. Thereafter, my dear sir, you should be good enough with TDS, TCS, section 51, 52 of the CGST. Of course, you may be aware of that, you might be aware of that, easiest chapter to be able to understand. And finally, if you have the time, refer just like that, accounts and records, followed by GST audit, namely departmental audit, section 65 of the CGST, section 66 of the CGST, special audit by a practicing cost accountant or chart accountant can be carried out. That you can refer it if you have time, is the easiest provision. And don't forget to refer e-way bill. Definitely e-way bill going to come in the examination. These are the important chapters. Once you understand important topics of the GST for the exam point of view, referring to the customs, important area in the customs law, which is for 20 marks at CMA Inter, paper number 11, indirect taxation. Valuation topic is very important. Types of duties and its computation of duties, followed by import or export procedure. If you understand sufficient, my dear friends, you can relax and very good confidence manner you can enter into the examination hall. I can write 100 marks in the examination and be relaxed. See that your marks are going to be glorious. Once the results are declared, definitely you get very good marks. All the best, my dear friends. Best of luck to you.